Let's restore this customer's iPod Touch 4th gen. To get it apart, we'll first have to pry off the screen. It's just held on with adhesive and is actually much easier to get off when it's cracked like this. We also got to unclip the LCD connector at the top. Now we got to undo the 8 screws holding in the mid plate. Then we can pry it up like this. It's also adhered down to the logic board and the speaker, so you got to be careful when prying it off. Then we got to undo the 3 screws along the top and bend the logic board up to unclip the digitizer flex cable. Now over to the soldering iron to remove the battery. In order to remove it, we'll also have to desolder the buttons flex cable, which is very fragile. Now we can pry the battery out like this. Since we'll be replacing the rear housing on this one too, we'll have to remove the logic board as well. It's adhered down towards the bottom, so to remove it we'll first have to heat it up from behind, then pry it out like this. We also got to transplant both the headphone jack flex cable and the buttons into this new housing too, again being super careful not to tear it. We can then slide the logic board back in, place down a new battery, and solder in both the headphone jack flex and the battery. Now to install our new screen, we got to reattach this metal piece to the top as well as a home button which we can get from the old one. Now we just got to put all the screws in the metal mid plate back in. In order to re-adhere the screen, we can put some strips of double-sided